Before Live to Give's 7th season, 12 dynamic duos came to compete in a 4-day Survivor-style charity competition where a winner will take home $6,000 for charity. Partners Dave and Anne-Marie.
Anne-Marie calls me Auntie David because sometimes when I pose for photos, she says I pose like a female. So she calls me Auntie David.
Funny. I just think that when it comes to funny, I'm silly all the time.
Siblings Sam and Mitch.
I'm more of a street smart, may not take the smartest path there, but still get there in the end.
Smith is very decisive. It's yes or no, black or white, up or down, and there's no in between. And I like to live in the gray area a little bit, so.
Cousins Nikki and Lane.
I guess it would be about both of us because we do it to each other, but we talk in accents more than we
talk normal.
Yeah, more than we talk in like our American accent. We talk a lot in British and Southern accents.
And Australian
and
sometimes.
Australian.
Yeah, I'm excited to bond with this because she knows me, and I'm pretty strategic and pretty. I could be cutthroat in some games.
She's my shield.
Yes.
Married duo Angus and Jamie.
You're not an outdoorsy person, so I'm interested to see how you do this.
I learned we don't have tents, so that's going to be an interesting thing. She can't even get on most roller coasters I know, so the fact is,
There's not a height requirement.
Okay, I know, but like, yeah.
And we're married.
Unfortunately, but yeah.
Whatever.
No, but I was about to say, we're the dynamic duo that's married, one of the very few.
College friends Devontae and Megan.
Like Megan said, I know her from college, more specifically a little backpacking trip where her Survivor buff started the spark of our friendship.
We found each other in college, so we've grown from college into our adult life, and we've seen each other change and become our full selves.
Husbands Jake and Logan.
Are we boring? No, I think we're boring. I don't know. I also don't know. This is terrible.
We're married.
Yes.
Ended up at the same bar.
I was revealed. I was checking out, leaving. I was also like, where am I? Why am I here? And then as I was paying, I looked to my right and you were there and you smiled at me and I was like, me of all people. I think what we bring to the table is a little bit more like analytical.
Best friends Allie and Lamika.
I'm excited for us to both get out of like our body and to experience something that we don't typically experience.
Yeah, I would say I'm most excited for us to manipulate and play the game, hopefully together. I'm hoping we're not separated right in the beginning.
Ponytail's already gone. How does my hair look? I got hat hair.
Fiancés Kaylee and Adam.
This is our shot to like see what we can do together, and I know that Kaylee would be an incredible Survivor player, so the fact that I get to do this with her is
hopefully that comes
exciting.
out this weekend. Yeah, my family, I grew up watching with my family, and then to be engaged to Adam is just like such a big part of both of our lives.
Yeah.
So to get to do this together is just really a special experience.
Brother-in-laws Brian and Ben.
Ben sweats a lot.
Let's see, it took Brian like 4 years to finish his kitchen, maybe? He lived in a construction zone for 4 years?
It's still partially in construction
it's still,
zone, yeah.
Maybe it's not even finished quite yet.
I think we are going to be simpatico.
See, he's smart. I don't even know what that means.
I am looking forward to just like having some time with Ben.
College teammates Jake and Michael.
Because our mindset is so, we love board games and being game oriented, and the strategy of anything like that, I just think that helps in a game like this because board games are helpful in all of that thing strategically.
I think also just playing the game together, like we're both, we play so many games, we're both strategic. I think we'll work really well together, and I think that'll be a big benefit.
Father and daughter Steve and Grace.
I'm excited. I do think between the two of us, probably is me because of my social game, mostly. But challenge-wise, I think we're equal.
I love doing anything with my kids. The biggest thing is just creating the memories. That's something that our family tries to make a lot of. Our family just has a history of ups and downs, and spending time together and creating experiences is number one on our list.
Roommates Caitlin and Lena.
You can keep coming down.
Keep coming down.
Oh my god, thank you so much. This is incredible. No, gosh, we don't. I'm looking at all those people, I'm like, we're funnier, just kidding. Just kidding, they actually all seem great, but yeah. I feel good about it. We've done a lot of strategy in the car on the way down here and for the weeks leading up, and
where one of us is strong, the other may not. It's So I think we balance each other super well.
Now only 6 remain. Caitlin, Kaylee, Jake, Ben, Steve, and Lamika. Only one will win the $6,000 prize for their charity. Stay tuned for tonight's finale of Live to Give Dynamic Duos.
Get those first.
Yeah. Tell them don't worry, they spoiled us the first night, it's fine. I guess I forgive them.
Oh my gosh, Final 6, baby! I literally cannot believe that I'm here. This has been such a wild journey, but the plan worked out beautifully. I am so glad I stuck with my initial instinct to tell them Jake and split up Ben and Brian and Steve's vote. It's been chaos. I've unfortunately had to lie a lot, and I hope that doesn't bite me in the butt in the end.
Well, you can.
That I love you 3. Yeah.
Final 4, babe. Final 4.
Doing the Lions. Like,
We need a name.
Yeah. So we gotta think of one.
We gotta think of one.
Yeah, we gotta think of a good one.
That's how I feel. It worked. Like, that is the most bold-faced plan, and it worked, and it went perfectly, and there was like some telepathy going on between me and the girls. Like, pays to be gay, I guess.
Yeah.
My hands are so dry.
I know. But that's what we all agreed. Like, that makes it a better layout for the jury. Depending, it gives us all an equal chance.
I think these people hate me. I think we have a really good, solid Final 4. We've named ourselves the Alliance. Are you ready for this? We are the Bloody Horsemen. We have so much blood on our hands. We've pissed off a lot of that jury. Also the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And then I also have a Final 3 deal with Kaylee and Lamika. And if there is a Final 2, I also, fingers crossed, have a deal specifically with Kaylee to get to the Final 2. Things are turning up. Things are looking good for the Bloody Horsemen.
The fact that like they have gotten through some votes and like not lied and they're like super loyal, it's like, I swear, I think all of those people hate me.
Yeah.
Also, Brian and Ben were really like relying on like we've been loyal, we've been honest, we've been truthful.
Well, I might be.
We've been loyal, we've been honest, we've been
to the people that I've decided to be truthful to.
Actually playing them.
Yeah.
We cannot let Ben or Steve win immunity because it's such an easy. We split the votes 2-2-2. Steve plays his idol, and on the revote we take one of them out.
Here's all I know right now going into the next tribal. I'm not voting for you. I'm not voting for Lamika.
Yeah.
I'm not anticipating one from you.
Yeah.
Or Lamika, same.
100%, dude. I have no chance without you.
But there's a very strong possibility. I'm gonna have to hear what goes around.
Yeah.
I still might play that idol.
Absolutely, and you can 100% trust me, and I'll be honest with you with everything I hear.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
and I'll do the same.
I'll shoot you straight if I think that you don't need to play it, but
we're pretty much the last resort for ourselves.
Exactly.
So is our
I'm right as of now. I'm 100% counting on you playing that idol on yourself. It's Steve and I versus the other 4. We're obviously got a lot of work to do. If we are able to perhaps pull Lamika off of their alliance, we have a chance. Steve also has an idol, so we can get creative with that. We can try and sow some doubt on where Steve's going to play that. So that's our kind of only hope, it feels like, at this point.
My journey to the top 6 has been hectic. It's been chaotic. It's been exhilarating. It's been a huge roller coaster of emotion, but I think what really got me here is my social game. With making that close of relationships comes with blind sides and betrayal, and I know that a lot of those people on that jury probably aren't super happy with me because I've told a lot of people that I want to work with them and that I have their back, and a lot of them are now sitting on the jury.
So my journey through all this has been very up and down. I came in not knowing really how I was going to play this game, what I was going to do. My strategy that I started with was I'm going to be honest with everybody. I'm just going to be straightforward. I'm going to say it like it is. I'm impressed that I got this far a little bit, but at the same time, I shouldn't be. I feel like I've been playing a pretty solid thing here.
It's definitely morning. I'm not sure what's super good about it. I've learned from this experience that I'm hitting like a weird age in my life. I'm 39, I'm about to turn 40. I kind of feel like sometimes I don't know like what am I doing with my life, and so coming here and being able to completely kind of jump into this game and actually compete, it just like reaffirms many things that maybe I just kind of forgot that I have inside me. So yeah. It's been good.
It's been like really kind of challenging last few months. I used to be such a confident person, like very confident. I believed in every decision I made. Like I never doubted myself at all, and I really have a lot in the last year. Even here, it was like multiple times, even my own partner had me doubting the connections that I was making. I just need to listen to myself. So
I guess if anything, Live to Give has taught me to be more confident in myself.
They had everybody in the same.
My sister can always make me cry. She's my best friend. She's one of the strongest people I know, so I know she'd be really proud of me. This challenge is not for the weak. I mean, it's hard. I thought it was gonna be a little bit hard. I mean, it was so hard. I wanted to leave so many times, but I just kept thinking about my sister and how hard she fights, and I'm sure there's so many times. I'm sure there's so many times that she wants to give up, but she doesn't. So I just know that I knew that I couldn't.
I wish she could have been with me longer to share this with me, because that was the part that I was most excited about doing this, is having her here with me. She's been the motivation also, besides my charity, to keep going. Miss you, baby girl, but hopefully I made you proud enough with how far I've gotten in this game.
For the short amount of time I played with my duo, it was great. That was the biggest bummer of this whole thing, was how early Lena went out. I know that we could have gone really far if we were together, but at the same time, as much as I would have loved to have played with Lena, I do think having her out did lessen the target on my back. Duos obviously had a huge target. There are no remaining duos left here. I really don't know if we would have been able to make it to the end together. I'm incredibly thankful for Lena's support, and I can't wait to like debrief after this whole thing.
For me to pull off a win in this game, it's gonna take a minor miracle. It's gonna take a little bit of bending the truth. It's gonna take me trying to create like genuine relationships with people. I mean, that's what I'm gonna have to rely on, is can I leverage some of these relationships that I've already built and build new ones. So I'm gonna do everything I possibly can.
The Bloody Horsemen are coming to fight in this final 6. You watch out, Ben and Steve, because we are coming for you, and the Bloody Horsemen are going to be the final 4.
I have a final 2 deal with Kaylee, and right now I'm in the majority of the tribe, so, you know, knock on wood, hopefully make it to the final 4.
I am so incredibly proud of the game I have played. I have done everything that I've wanted to do. I've maintained my loyalty to the one person I wanted to, which was myself.
I plan to make it to the final 3. I have my plans ready for how to discuss with the jury.
It's been a hell of a journey. It's been super fun, and I really don't want it to end.
I gotta keep being strong, and I gotta keep playing for me right now. From where I'm standing right now, though, I feel like it might take a miracle.
Monticello, come on in.
Good morning, final 6. How was last night, Lamika?
We're alive.
Steve, how was last night?
It was brutal. It was. The night started out thinking, oh, we're gonna get some good rest. We were all tired. We got comfortable, and then we got rustled up after we were all settled in. Oh, we fall asleep. All right, you're going back to camp. It's like, son of...
There were some fun moments though.
There were.
What was fun, Jake? What was a fun moment? Tell me a fun moment from that.
Oh man, it has to be the company you keep. We now know everyone's death row meals. Would you like to hear one of the questions that was posed?
No, I want to hear. Kaylee, what's your death row meal?
My death row meal was, the entree was a bean and cheese burrito, like a big I know.
I'm trying to visualize it.
I know. I feel like that's not really like everyone's delicious meal, but bean and cheese burritos are like my comfort food. Like if I'm sad or like if anything went wrong, like just a big bean and cheese burrito with some hot sauce and avocado, like it just puts a smile on my face. My appetizer was Sour Patch Kids. And my dessert was an Oreo milkshake. And my drink of choice was lemonade. She added that in later.
And Ben, what's another funny story from last night? Since there's so many silly moments.
It was funny to us, it wouldn't be that funny. We were just so delirious, you guys wouldn't laugh. It was just, you know, you've been there, right? Where you're just like standing around a fire at, I mean, this was probably like 4 a.m. I mean, one of our fun games was looking up at the sky to see if it was getting lighter yet. Right? Like, is it still, are we in the middle of the night or is that first light, right? So that was another game we were playing. So. It was wild.
Crazy.
An image that was not seen is all of us huddled together. We were sitting on a tarp, sitting all back to back with the tarp just draped over all of us as it poured. Yeah.
It was just awful. It was so bad.
All right, well, are you guys ready to get to your next immunity challenge of the last day?
Yes.
There was a pause there. First things first, Kaylee, I will take back immunity. All right, immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Get a Grip. For this challenge, you will be given 2 wooden pegs and you will balance blocks in between those pegs. Over time, you will add more blocks. The last person standing without dropping their blocks will win individual immunity and a 1 in 5 shot at winning this game. And there's a very, very sweet twist at the end of this challenge as well. Minor, but sweet. The event collaborator for this round is the Season 5 cast, and so the winner will also be receiving $75 to their charity on behalf of them.
Season 5.
Fans, favorites, famous. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This challenge has begun. Everybody looking very steady and focused. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can drop. All right. 3, 2, 1. Lamika out of the challenge. Caitlin drops and is out of this challenge. If you can make it through this round, we'll go to 7 blocks, and I can tell you, people drop within seconds. So if you can make it through this one, you could win it all. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can drop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the air. Steve out of this challenge. For a 1 in 5 shot at $6,000. Kaylee drops, is out of this challenge. We are down to Jake and Ben. For immunity, $75 to your charity, and a sweet twist. Ben shaken. Jake swaying. Both are now shaking. Do not give up. Do not give up. Why are you here? Ben shaking. Ben drops. Jake wins individual immunity.
My arms are never going to feel the same. Hey, good job, man. That was tough.
All right, Jake, congratulations. Come and grab immunity. You're gonna make me cry. That was beautiful, both of you. Jake, congratulations, immunity. $75, and one last twist. You get a donut, and you can pick 2 people to also give a donut to. There's no sharing.
I'm going to give one to, I think Ben, just because he made it the farthest. My arms are on fire. And then I think I have to do Caitlin for the other, because, girl, we've been through it together this whole time. So I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. You guys got Culvers, and I just...
All right, you guys will bring those back to camp and eat them. For the rest of you, one of you will be the next person voted out of Live to Give Dynamic Duos. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
I'm sitting down.
Holy smokes. Yeah. Did it say no sharing whatsoever? I know that I'm on the outs. Steve's got an idol already. I don't, and it's 4 versus 2, right? So they're gonna vote me out. My only shot is to fake that I have an idol. My plan was to chat with Steve right away and borrow his idol.
I don't care.
Oh, wow.
That would be incredible.
Oh, my fish.
Thank you.
I can't lift my arms up. They hurt so bad.
That is so exciting. Going into that challenge, I felt that I had a decent shot at it, just because there are challenges I think that are similar to that, where it's almost more about focus and determination, and I'm like, I can do those 2 things. Ben winning this would be just the worst case scenario right now. But I think, we have to, because it can ease it up. Are you okay if I vote for Ben? Oh yeah. Yeah. I think you and I vote for Ben, and those 2 vote for Steve, and then in a tie we vote. I think Ben out. It's so strong, right? I do. Yeah, I am too. I just want to be careful as we proceed.
In this round, the other 3 horsemen, they know I'm not voting for Steve. I don't intend to vote for Steve unless I absolutely have to. That was the pact that we made. I know nobody understands it because we're also not allied, openly. In the case of meeting up all the time together, we don't have to do that.
4 of us are strong. Yeah. Which ones are really everything I've said to you at this point. I mean that. Yeah. I want to do this thing with you. Yeah. It should be foolproof. If we pull together, it's foolproof. Yeah. And do you feel good about it being foolproof? Yes.
The plan is to split the vote. Kaylee and I are doing Steve, and Lamika and Jake are doing Ben. It sounds pretty foolproof, unless there's an advantage we don't know about. I think it is foolproof, but nothing in this game is foolproof.
Would you be comfortable with me actually holding your idol? I will promise to give it back before tribal council.
Just holding it?
Well, I'm going to take it. I'm going to show it to Lamika.
I'll go with the Hail Mary on you.
Sorry, what?
I said we'll take the Hail Mary on this one.
All right, let's do it, man. It's a big move for both of us, otherwise we're both dead. I'm dead this round, you're dead next round.
I was pulling for Ben because I really needed him to get that immunity to protect himself for this next tribal, because if he can protect himself and I'm protected with my idol that I have, somebody on the other side that's opposing us has got to lose another person. Plan B is I borrowed Ben my idol so he could show it to another person, saying, I have an idol. I found one on a walk this morning.
So, if it goes 3, if you 4, try and split 2 on each B and Steve. We'll both play our idols. One of you is common.
Ben told me he had an idol. So the plan for the 4-body horsemen this round, this tribal, will be to split the votes. Split the votes, 2 for Ben, 2 for Steve.
Straight up, I'm more afraid of this idol.
Yeah, so, okay. I mean, are you guys talking flushing his idol today, like this time? And then,
well, it has to, because if he, I mean, He'd be crazy if he doesn't play it.
Yeah.
No one in their right mind thought that Steve was going to make a Final Six. Grace probably way more likely to make it to the end, because I think a lot of his game knowledge comes from Grace. Like, I think Grace taught Steve well to make it to this point.
I can tell you right now that my vote's going to Caitlin still. Yep, whether it gets me anywhere or not, I don't know, because that's just been my, that was the she's got the good manipulation going on, and you very well could be too. Kudos if that's the case, but anyway, I'm just gonna say I'm pretty sure that's where I'm going with my pick there. So Ben and I understand that we now somehow the table flipped a little bit. Odds are against us, but we're just gonna run this as far as we can go with it.
We all know Steve has an idol. He was very transparent with both idols he found. He found one and then used it and still has another one. So we know, I'm almost certain an idol's going to be played at Tribal tonight. It's just a matter of if it's played on Steve or Ben.
I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Lena, Grace, Logan, Devontae, Megan, Adam, Jake B, Nikki, Mitch, Michael, and Brian voted out at the last Tribal Council. All right, first things first, welcome to day 4. Welcome to getting to the final 6. Lamika, tell me what it feels like to be here.
I'm depleting. Mentally, physically, emotionally. I cry in all of my confessions now.
Same.
I'm still weirdly excited to be here. So I'm starting to wonder if I need to have more sessions with my therapist, because putting myself in pain and being so.
Okay, before you came, did you think that it would be this hard on you, like mentally and physically, or?
I did not expect it to affect me as much as it is. I grew up doing like acrobatic gymnastics, and I feel like as an athlete, like I've been through a lot of like hard work with like morning workouts and night training for like competitions, but like I feel like it just takes a toll on your whole body. Like in my muscles, I can feel them like tensing up like they never have before, and I definitely didn't see all of that coming.
What it's like to be vulnerable. Is that something that you've experienced and kind of gained some insight on, like letting a guard down being out here?
Definitely have been feeling vulnerable. The feeling gets greater and greater every time somebody else leaves and you're still here. I feel like the target on your back just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and starting to feel like the walls are closing in. There's a little bit of panic in there.
So Jake, you and Ben both lasted 13 minutes in that challenge, holding up to 7 blocks like this. What did it feel like when you heard Ben's blocks drop? I saw you kind of like almost tear up.
Yeah, I've cried. I'm with you. I've cried more in the last 3 hours than the last 3 years, I feel like. So yeah, I was, the whole time in my head, I was just screaming, Ben, drop. Like, what are you doing? Just please drop.
So you win immunity. You then win 3 donuts for you and 2 others.
I gave it to Ben because he lasted just as long as I did, and then another one I gave was to Caitlin just because we have been at that camp every night, like from the start.
And Caitlin, each of you is a target for still being here, right? How do you assess which target is important to get out at what time in this game?
Whatever alliance you're in, like they've all been kind of like collaborative conversations about who we think needs to go next. Obviously there's like other things that play, whether that's advantages, idols, who has one, who maybe doesn't.
And how do you come into a vote like this knowing or feeling that those could come into effect?
With my alliance, we really just kind of went through all the different possibilities of what's going to happen and most likely to happen, and we have kind of like contingency plans in place. We have like plan A, plan B, plan C. I have found myself in a pretty clear and consistent kind of path forward, which has been nice.
And Ben, something that kind of, I feel like, was very eminent last Tribal was also you playing your safe, not safe coin on Brian as the last duo. Do you feel like you trying to save him so publicly put a potential bigger target on your back coming into this round?
Yeah, it definitely might have, and that's why there was even more pressure at the last challenge to win.
Steve, talk to me through how you're feeling.
I feel like I've I've kind of lost a grasp a little bit on what's kind of happening with everyone. Usually when we get back after a challenge, it scatters and I'll be standing there alone, and I'm okay with that. Because I mean, it's gotten me this far too, so obviously something that I've been working or what I've been doing has been helping me along. But you definitely are starting to feel the walls closing in, like I said before, because it's really been, I don't know, it's been uneasy for me, to say the least.
And Ben, how do you come into a Trial Final 6 trying to make sure that the walls don't like crush you and you're not the one that's crushed and sent out of this game?
Yeah, I feel like I'm close to the end here.
But you know, nothing is a sure thing though, so.
You just never know. There's so many twists and turns happening. Everybody's scrambling the last second, and that scramble is what scares you.
All these people are gamers, and I respect all of them. So I'm not sure what I can trust at this point, and I trust that they're going to make a good decision for themselves, and it might be a bad move for me. I might be on the way out.
Okay, well, with the rain commencing, I will kind of wrap this up. Jake, you're up.
Let's try this again. Because now, Caitlin, you've overstayed your welcome, but you are doing an excellent job playing this game. I can't take that from you, but I can take you out of the game.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. If anybody has an immunity idol or advantage and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Pretty sure you're familiar with this one. I was told this is your favorite.
I do love the season. This is a hidden immunity idol replica from my favorite season, San Juan del Sur. Any votes cast for Steve at this tribal will not count. I'll read the votes. First vote. Steve does not count. Steve does not count. Caitlin, that's one vote, Caitlin. Ben, that's one vote, Ben. One vote, Caitlin. Caitlin. That's two votes, Caitlin. One vote, Ben. One vote left. Ben, and we have a tie. So, how this will work. Jake, Kaylee, Steve, and Lamika, you will re-vote. You can only vote for Ben or Caitlin. All right, Jake, I'll have you come grab the urn.
Nice work, you're doing it, but I don't think this is going to be the one that gets you out of here. But you're playing a great game.
All right, there are 4 votes. I'll read the votes. First vote, Ben. That's one vote, Ben. Caitlin, we're tied. One vote, Ben. One vote, Caitlin. Ben, that's 2 votes, Ben. One vote, Caitlin. One vote left. The next person voted off of Live to Give Dynamic Duos and the 12th member of our jury. Ben, you need to bring me your torch. Ben, Travis spoken. It's time for you to go. right, well, congratulations on making it to the final 5. I would expect nothing less than a 2-2-2 vote at the final 6. Grab your stuff, head on back to camp.
I played my butt off. The odds were against me. I threw up a Hail Mary at the end trying to hopefully convince Lamika to join me and Steve, but I don't blame her for voting the way she did. I'm super proud of myself, and I had a blast. I raised a bunch of money for my charity, Wishes and More, local version of Make-A-Wish that provides experiences and support for families that have children who are facing terminal or life-threatening illnesses. And Brian's daughter, my niece, Lainey, she's 2.5, and they think she might only live till 5-ish or so. Horrible diagnosis. So Wishes and More has supported Caitlin and Brian in this tough time, and they do great work, and they're going to do great work with the money I raised. So I'm super excited to hand a check over to them.
Monticello, come on in. Final 5. Boom, boom, boom. All right, are you ready to get to your next immunity challenge? First things first, Jake, I'll take back the immunity necklace. I got it, yeah. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Crack the Code. Each of you will be given 4 blocks with different colors on each side. You must crack the code by ensuring that when you stack your blocks, that each side shows one of each color. Red, blue, green, and yellow. The first person to show all 4 colors on all 4 sides will win individual immunity and have a 1 in 4 shot at winning $6,000 for your charity. So for immunity, and also Tyann Ryan loves you guys. So the winner of this challenge will also receive $100 to your charity. Say go. 3, 2, 1, go for immunity and $6,000. And based on last tribal with split votes everywhere, this is probably a very important challenge. Red, blue, yellow, green. Incorrect. Kaylee, yellow, red, blue, yellow, green, blue, yellow, red. Incorrect. You can take a step back and reassess. Everyone just flipping boxes. Yellow, green, blue, red. Blue, red, green, yellow. Red, green, yellow, blue. Caitlin wins immunity.
I'm so glad I practiced this drunk at 2 a.m. with Lena one time.
All right, Caitlin, come on over. That felt good, huh?
Felt so good.
Individual immunity for you. You cannot be voted out. For the rest of you, one of the 4 will be voted out of Live to Give Dynamic Duos and become the 13th member of our jury. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
I was struggling so much with that puzzle that even when I said check, even when he said it was good, I was like, no, they're gonna like see that I like have messed up a piece. That was, I mean, I had like goosebumps and I'm shaking.
I have made one real alliance in this entire game. I've said this is it, and it's the 4 of us.
Yeah.
It's the only alliance I've had this entire game. So.
And I think we just like hash it out after. after the next one.
Yeah.
Like, let's get us forward to
Yeah.
the Final
We
Four.
didn't even.
We've been going for this specific Final Four, which is Lamika, Jake, Kaylee, and I, since pretty soon after the merge happened.
And at that point, all of us have to just make the decision that's best for us. But right now, that decision is
Figure it. Yeah. Steve has played a super honest, super straightforward game, and I don't think he's pissed a lot of people off. Not in my wildest dreams did I think I'd get this far, or that I'd have like an immediate necklace around my neck.
It's kind of come to that time. I think we all know what's going on. And that Steve's going home, so I did tell him that for my game, it's time for me to make that vote. I wanted to take Steve to the top 3 with me. After Brian left, we talked about just playing the game out for ourselves and not voting for each other, but still playing out for ourselves. And today is finally the day. It's coming to the day that I have to vote for Steve, and it's sad. I love him. I respect him a lot. He's a good guy. And, having all those people around made me so paranoid, but the one person I trusted this entire game was Steve.
Buddy, good job.
I know, I'm proud of both of us.
Yeah.
I can't
It's
believe
pretty cool.
either of us have gotten this far.
Hell yeah. Represent Oconee.
And I love that we were able to keep the bond that we created from the moment.
Well, you just know that going forward, I always kept my word. So
same.
I know. So
when it
that
came
was
to you, I always kept my word.
Same thing. I 100% don't trust Kaylee. So you don't trust Kaylee? No.
But do you think you're going out and
I do.
gonna miss you, bud?
Yeah, for sure.
Miss you
But
so much.
it's cool. But I'm going to try to play it, and I'll go down swinging. We finally get back to camp. We had a little time to do strategy talk. I'm pretty much the bullseye right now for this because there's a 3-person alliance, and then there's my friend Lamika. But it wouldn't do her any good to not vote for me at this point, because she's got to advance herself in this game. She's got to show to the other players like she can play the game too, and if that means having to come after me, then so be it. He played up until when he voted Brian out and got Brian and Ben out. He played just a pretty clean game, but and a quiet one. So I think he'll get some favoritism from the jury on that side. So that's what I think.
Yeah,
if he goes down to the final 2, but I think it's going to go down to him and Kaylin.
You think there's a 2 or a 3?
I think there might be 2. I have no knowledge about it. Even if it gets down to 2, it could go down to 3. That would make it very interesting. And my gut's telling me this is the end of the road for me. I'm putting my vote on Jake right now, just because in a very what am I thinking here? In a very unrealistic Hail Mary, Caitlin and Jake have to be split up, or they're gonna get to the end. They've been tight all the way through. Sure.
So I wanted to be honest with you.
No, it's good. It's good. But I'm just saying, watch your back too, then, because like I said, everybody has been flipping on one another. So
yeah,
it's blind sides can still come. I'm just gonna say that my gut is that I think Caitlin's going all the way with this one. Her and Jake, whoever, they're the tight ones that they want to get down to the final 2.
What do you think about Jake?
I
in
think
terms
that
of, like, him at the end.
Just as much of a threat, and I think he's going to have a lot of fans in the jury.
I think I need to try to flip this vote onto Jake, as much as I love him, and it's been great working with him. All of our moves with Caitlin, Jake, and I have been like together, and the last thing I want is for their last big move is to be getting me out, and I'm almost certain right now that they're voting Steve. Lamika wouldn't lie to me, so I feel like I need to try to get Lamika on board to vote out Jake. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to have the time. It's going to look incredibly shady. I'm doing Steve tonight.
Yes.
And then
I mean, they're not flipping on either of us, I don't think. Do you?
No, I don't think so. I just...
You hesitate.
No,
don't
sorry.
scare me.
My brain's confused. No, I just...
Okay.
She's for sure. She's like, I feel really bad.
Yeah, I think she just told him though too.
Yeah,
so.
I think she did too.
I'm hoping and praying that the Bloody Horsemen are going to stick together and that we take out Steve. I have been really pushing. The truth is, I really don't think think Steve can win. I don't think he can, but I've been pushing that narrative for rounds now and trying to plant those seeds because I want to be towards the end. So I really hope Steve goes, unless they're all putting on a really great acting show right now. I think he is gonna go.
Oh, and we're gonna announce when we get to Final Four.
Yeah,
right?
that
Like, we're gonna say
the bloody horseman made it to the final.
I will now bring in the members of our jury. All right, well, congratulations, Final Five. Caitlin specifically, congratulations on immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that was the challenge and I was like, I'm screwed because I literally have built that challenge before and Lynn and I could not complete it ourselves. So I was not feeling confident. It was something on my bucket list to get individual immunity, so it felt super good.
And Steve, last tribal, again, that's your second time you played an idol.
I knew people knew that I had that idol. I was going to get it flushed, I'm pretty sure, so I just had to play it. And I was right. I mean, the way that it was all set up, it was, I either went home or Ben went home. And then the next round, I didn't have the idol either. And then it's just that point, you know, it was inevitable, so.
So you know you're on the bottom. What do you do to try to get yourself out of the bottom because you're so close to the end?
Yeah, I think I did all I could, you know. I mean, I played this game as honestly as possible with the people that I was playing it with. I said right from the start, this is going to be a tough game for me because I'm not a liar. It's just not in me. I can't do it. And I know coming into this, that's part of this game. But I mean, by playing it the way I did, I'm sitting here with the Final Five. So it had to account for something.
So Lamika, obviously there's this core four that seems to be intact. Steve here is on the bottom. At Final Five, when you're trying to build a resume, would saving someone like Steve in a vote like this be something that you could put on there at the end to say like, hey, look what I did?
Well, you're always thinking about your resume. You're always thinking about what you're gonna talk to the jury about if you make it that far. And I think that, you know, that's not really an option right now.
And Kaylee, factoring in that we're so close to the end, how are you navigating who you vote out and then who you end up bringing in a group of five?
I mean, I think the four of us have been working together for quite some time now with the last few votes that you've seen. So our goal was to get to a four together, and that's where we're at right now.
All right, well, we will get to a vote. Caitlin, you're up.
All right, bloody horsemen, let's finish the job. Ladies, please don't turn on me just yet. I really hope the ladies are with me. I know there's some paranoia. I'm with them. Let's just get to the Final Four and finish this job.
Jake, it's just going to you just because you did get me real good with the last time you got one of my teammates voted out.
You're just too big of a threat at the end of the game.
I'll go tally the votes. All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Steve. Jake. Steve, that's 2 votes Steve, 1 vote Jake. Jake, we're tied. 2 votes Steve, 2 votes Jake, 1 vote left. The next person vote off of Live to Give Dynamic Duos, and the next member of our jury, Jake.
Moving your torch.
Try to slow him. Alright, time for you to go. Alright, well, he served you maple donuts and you served him the blind side. Grab your stuff, head on back to camp.
I mean, I'm heartbroken, obviously. I made one alliance in this game, which was with the 3 ladies. I had been completely honest with Lamika and with Kaylee. I just put my faith in them, and yeah, they backstabbed me. So, Caitlin, I am rooting for you all the way to the end. So I competed for Literacy Minnesota, and they are an organization that promotes literacy. So I thought they were a great cause, and I'm happy to have raised the money that I did for them. I'm sorry I wasn't able to take the $6,000, but I'm still super thrilled for the money that I'll be able to donate.
Who wants to read it? Is anyone's brain working?
Congratulations, you have all made the final 4 of Live to Give Dynamic Duo.
Yeah.
Oh my. This round, you will have about 10 minutes to strategize with one another afterwards. You will all head to Tribal Council where you would compete in your final immunity challenge of the game and then vote for the final member of the jury. Good luck.
That was a complete blindside. You know, after saying I wasn't gonna cry, I think I actually might cry about this one. I don't know, I feel like I put so much of my trust in Kaylee and Lamika that I believed what they told me, that we were voting Steve, and I mean, it just feels like a gut punch.
Oh my gosh. We're competing at Tribal Council.
Oh yeah, oh boy. I feel like my brain is so just like filled with different variables and different like things that could have happened and things that I'm like trying to pick it all apart, and I just like, I don't have enough sleep or food in me to do that. Like, I just can't do it. My brain is shot.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh man. Me and Kaylee really together, we have been controlling this game. It may not seem like it because we're not so flashy with it as we just were voting out Jake. We've kind of been quiet the whole time, but that was the plan and that's how it went, and I'm glad that I'm still here.
Yes, I'm furious. One, because I would have been on board to vote out Jake if I would have been included in the plan.
I didn't have time to tell you.
But like, I guess why was the vote shifted?
Because he's just too big of a threat.
He's bigger than Steve?
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that. When we got back to camp and we started scrambling and talking about what happened, I mean, Kaylee took me aside and they gave me answers about like to explain everything away, but if I can, you know, take that as the truth, I don't know. I just felt like I maybe had I had more control over Jake than I did Steve. Like Steve has thrown my name out every single tribal.
But so long as he doesn't win immunity, and he's won 0 immunity challenges. The position I'm sitting in is pretty good. If Caitlin doesn't win immunity, I think Caitlin's going home. If Caitlin does win immunity, I hope that Steve is going home.
Is she on board to get Steve out?
Yeah, I think this one. Yeah, I think so. I haven't talked to her since that tribal, but I think so.
Did you tell her about my extra vote?
No, I have not told a single soul. I didn't.
Do you like swear that
I
you not told
swear. No, I think no. Nobody knows you have an extra vote.
I'm just like going through all the scenarios because I have an extra vote. I had the legacy advantage, which means if I made it to the top 4 for that round, I was guaranteed an extra vote. So I'm trying to like work through all the scenarios of like what I do with that vote. I mean, if Steve wins immunity, I don't think I'm going to the finals. Steve will vote me, Lamika will vote me, and Kelly will vote me. So even my 2 votes are gonna do nothing. Man, it feels like a gut punch.
If we had more time, I would have told you. The vote was like changed right at the last minute.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have nothing to do but to trust you, I guess.
I just want you to know this wasn't like a personal against you at all. And I knew that this was going to be not great coming back. What have I not done to this jury? I mean, it's hard jury management wise because you have to lie to someone, you vote them out, and then you don't talk to them again. So the management portion of a jury management is going to have to happen at Final Tribal Council. I think there's going to be a lot of mad people. I think they're going to have a lot of questions. I lied to essentially every single person sitting there.
Was this, that must have been yours and Kaylee's doing then? Yeah. That's That's awesome. Well, I'm glad I'm still here. That was a complete surprise.
I was very loyal to Steve, and I was upfront with everyone with that, and they never voted us out. And he gave me all the info I needed to give to Kaylee so that together me and Kaylee could make the decisions to make the moves that we wanted to.
Well, thank you for believing in me and getting me this far.
We rode together this whole time. I'm sorry I couldn't tell you.
It's okay. Experience out here has been insane. I'd be lying if there was a few moments, and I mean just moments, that I was just kind of like, you know what, I could just leave right now. This is kind of crappy. But I also felt at the same time I'd probably be letting somebody else down, not just myself, but didn't want to let Grace down. Every time she saw me go through tribal, not being voted out, she had a pretty big smile on her face. Honest to God, I mean, you heard me talking about it. I already knew I was like going home.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
This has been a great experience. I had a shot at winning this thing. I got pretty far into this game here, so I'm pretty pumped about that. But my gut's telling me this is the end of the road for me.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I was definitely blindsided.
Anyway.
Yeah. If Steve wins, there's no way I'm going to the end. So I guess I just have to make sure that Steve doesn't win immunity. We'll see what kind of challenge it is. It would just suck to be voted out here. And honestly, I'll make them answer for what they did if they want my vote.
I think Steve hasn't made
any moves in the game.
He hasn't made any moves. I know he has friends, but I think people are going to respect the fact that you and I navigated together. Steve hasn't made any enemies, but he also really hasn't made a whole ton of moves either. And he's ultimately here right now because I decided to save him. So if everybody hates me on the jury because I've told them all I want to work with you, I'm with you, and then voted them out, then I'm gonna lose this game. If they're mad, they're mad. No matter who wins immunity, they're taking us, I
think we have it. I do. I think no matter what way the cookie crumbles, I think me and Kaylee are going to the finals, and that's really all that matters. If we took Steve, we have an in because of that.
I think we take Steve. I love Caitlin. And I don't know if I'm gonna get her vote if I vote her out, but this is about to be intense, and I really, 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 really hope that I beat Caitlin in this next immunity challenge.
Come on in. I'll now bring in the members of our jury. Lena, Grace, Logan, Devontae, Megan, Adam, Jake B, Nikki, Mitch, Michael, Brian and Ben, and Jake S voted out at the last tribal council. First things first, Caitlin, I will take back the necklace. Immunity is back up for grabs. This challenge is called Know Your Jury. I will ask a series of questions that were asked to each jury member as they were eliminated from this game. You will provide the answer that you think each jury member provided for that statement. The player with the most points at the end of the challenge will win individual immunity. All right, any questions? All right, we'll get started. All right, first question, Lena was asked, why do you think you were voted out? A, not strong for challenges. B, she wasn't trusting. Or C, her duo. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says C except Steve. The correct answer is C. Next question was asked to Grace. She was asked, who does she want to see get voted out of the game next? A, Michael. B, Adam. Or C, Jamie. Reveal. Everyone says B, Adam. That is incorrect. The correct answer is A, Michael. Logan was asked who they think the next person voted out will be. A, Michael. B, Adam. Or C, Lamika. Reveal. Everyone says C except Steve. The correct answer is C, Lamika. Next question, it was asked to Devontae. He was asked, who does he think is the biggest floater in the game? A, Nikki. B, Jake S. Or C, Lamika. Reveal. Lamika and Kaylee say C. Steve and Caitlin say B. The correct answer is B, Jake S. Steve and Caitlin score points. Next question was asked to Megan. None of y'all are right, it was B. Next up, the question was asked to Adam. Correct answer is B. Next question was asked to Jake B. The correct answer is C, Sam. Next question, number 8, was asked to Nikki. The correct answer is C. Question number 9 was asked to Mitch. The correct answer is A. Caitlin scores a point. Michael was asked, who was the best player of all people currently voted out? A. Adam. B. Devontae. C. Jake B. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says A. Adam. Caitlin says C. Jake B. The correct answer is A. Adam. Who does Brian think is the biggest threat to win the game? A. Caitlin. B. Jake S. C. Kaylee. All right, when I say reveal, 3, 2, 1, reveal. And the correct answer is C. Kaylee. All right, scores. Caitlin and Kaylee, you have 6. Steve and Lamika, you have 5. There are 2 questions left. Question number 12 was asked to Ben. Ben was asked who he was least looking forward to seeing on the jury. Was it A. Adam, B. Nikki, or C. Megan? Reveal. The correct answer is B. Nikki. And the last question was asked to Jake S. Jake S. was asked who they wish they would have played closer to in the game. A. Lena, B. Lamika, or C. Devontae. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Everyone says B. Lamika. The correct answer is B. Lamika, which means Caitlin, Kaylee, and Lamika, we have a 3-way tie. Steve, you are officially out of this challenge. So we'll be going to a tiebreaker question. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question. So the person closest without going over wins final immunity. How many challenges were there this season? 3, 2, 1, reveal. Kaylee and Caitlin say 13. Lamika says 11. The correct answer is 14. Which means Lamika, you are out of this challenge, and Kaylee and Caitlin, we have another tie. Including this season, how many different people have competed in our event through the first 7 seasons? Three, 2, 1. Kaylee says 118. Caitlin says 110. The correct answer is 129, which means Kaylee wins individual immunity.
Come on! That's my girl!
All right, Kaylee, congratulations. You go have a seat. All right, Kaylee, congratulations. How does it feel to win immunity and have a guaranteed spot in the final 3?
Absolutely insane. I mean, like, saying it's even a dream come true is an understatement. This game has been such a roller coaster with so many ups and downs. Yeah, it just, it feels really good, and I'm really proud of myself.
Okay, I have nothing left to say. I will open it up for any last comments want to be had, and then we will get to a vote.
It seems like it's a long shot, but you know, I'm still sticking to the plan that I have been sticking to for the last 4 tribals, and I feel good about that, and I feel solid about that, and I know that I've kept my promise to people. So
well, we will see what happens. I will get to a vote. Lamika, you're up.
It was great playing this game with you.
Lady, you played hard, real good, solid, biggest threat I've seen this whole game.
I hope you forgive me but I'm just sticking with my gut and the plan that I made.
Steve, I think you played a straight up game, and I have been trying to play a straight up game, and even though I don't think that Kaylee and Lamika are going to take me, I said that I would do this.
All right, I'll go tally the votes. All right. So the legacy advantage from the auction was activated, which means there are 5 votes in this urn. I'll read the votes. First vote, Caitlin. That's 1 vote, Caitlin. Caitlin, that's 2 votes, Caitlin. Steve, that's 2 votes, Caitlin, 1 vote, Steve. Steve, we're tied. 2 votes, Steve, 2 votes, Caitlin, 1 vote left. The next person voted out of Live to Give Dynamic Duos and the final member of our jury, Caitlin. Can you bring me your torch? Caitlin, the chart is spoken. Time for you to go. Congratulations on making it to the final 3. The power now shifts to a jury. You're smiling now, but I have a feeling final tribal is going to be brutal. Grab your stuff, head back to camp.
Man, it just blows. And I also they're delusional if they think I'm voting for him. They're delusional if they think I'm voting for him. Because at least Steve hasn't portrayed me like that. Steve has always told me he's going to vote me when he votes me. So yeah, it's just, but I'm overall so proud of myself. I was convinced I was going to be first boot. I even told my therapist that she had to watch along when it comes out so we can talk about it. Because I just am someone who is so concerned what people think of them, and I've constantly been told I'm too loud, I'm too talkative, I'm too bossy, I'm too annoying my whole life, and I think I learned that I should be more confident in myself and that I should not assume that people are going to see the worst in me, and that I do have redeeming qualities. I'm just so hard on myself, and I really do think the jury would have voted for me if I got to the final.
I know I'm biased, but from what I've heard at the jury, it sounds like Caitlin's played a pretty good game.
And I'll be honest, I really want Caitlin to win.
Who I think may win based on the game they've played and what I've seen with my eyes is Caitlin.
I think that Caitlin is playing a very strong game.
My jury vote would go to Caitlin.
I think Caitlin, this could be your game.
I'm so proud of myself. I wanted to get an individual immunity, and I can forever say that I orchestrated a blindside to save myself and got out an actual survivor winner. Obviously, deep down, I know that that was probably the right move, and I probably would have done the same thing. But they're gonna have to give me a hell of a story as why I should vote for them.
Middle of the yard.
I can't believe we made it.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
This is what we planned.
It is what we planned. It's completely what we planned.
I cannot believe that I'm here. I felt like coming into this game, I had to battle. I had to come in really ready to play, or people were gonna take me out. So to be here right now feels surreal.
I didn't see this coming this far. It was never in my long-term plan, but I am totally down with this plan.
There's so many emotions going on. I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm nervous for jury. I am so proud of myself. I feel very blessed to be able to come here and play this game. It's really interesting. I don't really know that I have very many people on the jury that I can think.
But you didn't burn a ton of bridges up there either.
You guys just don't know.
Oh, well, some of them. I am super excited I made it to the final 3. This has been a very, very long journey. And there's probably been just a couple of small handfuls when my feet have been wet or my foot's been hurting or something where
Some of my alliance friends were falling off, where I thought, oh my God, I'm probably not even going to be able to finish this anyway, so why don't I just throw in the towel? So I just kind of kept plugging along, finished it off. Now I'm here, final 3. We don't know what they're going to appreciate.
Are they going to
most.
be like more like, oh, we like people that play the trust game, that play like the longevity of being honest, or are they going to be like, we don't mind if you weren't honest, and well, we like the gameplay?
The history, the last 2 seasons that I watched, the dirty play at the end is what won people their spot when they're the ones that won.
I feel like my biggest obstacle that I've overcome was the moment that I lost Allie, and I was like, am I leaving or am I staying? Just took a minute to talk to myself and say, like, why are you here? You said yes, so like, why did you say yes? And that all had to do with my sister. I came on this challenge for my sister to help raise money for the Children's Heart Foundation. That's the foundation that we chose together to help children with heart failure and heart conditions, to help give some relief to their families while they're in the hospital. And our family's been through that many of times. I'm just really proud of myself and my sister, and I stepped down and thought to myself, why did I come? And I would do anything for her, so I knew I had to fight and stay. I mean, I really do think I've pissed off a lot of people in that jury. I also don't have my duo in that jury like you and Kaylee do to
that's like a guaranteed
round
vote.
Up the votes.
My biggest platform is just my integrity. I can look every single one of those people in the jury in the eye, and they can know that I was truthful to them when I told them that I would be. But at the same time, still playing the game, obviously. Oh.
Yes!
This is the second time now that Ryan's had to watch me eat.
I'm planning on going into this tribal council and being honest and laying everything out on the table. So I'm just planning on going in there and explaining why every relationship with each one of them was key for my game and why I had to eliminate them. Like, I want to be honest, I want to own everything that I did, and I want to explain why I eliminated them when I did.
I'm so happy that we're done though. Like, not done, but like,
that jury is going to be so
they're going to be vicious.
Oh
Yeah.
In all honesty, I really don't see Lamika getting my vote from any question she answers. I think she played a very dirty, manipulative game, which, like, lying is part of the game, but it seemed like she enjoyed the lying and did it when she did not need to. In terms of Kaylee, at this point, no way she's getting my vote. It felt like dirty play when she didn't need to, but there's still ways to be sneaky and manipulative without being downright cruel and evil. I think it was just the last 2 tribals where I just knew she was lying to me and being so manipulative. I just can't in good conscience vote for her. Which leaves Steve. Before this, you would not have caught me voting for Steve, considering he threw my name out, I think, more than anyone. But at least he was honest and upfront about it. He did not play a sneaky, dirty game like the other 2 did. And honestly, I think Steve's probably gonna get my vote.
I definitely am leaning a bit more towards Kaylee. Although Kaylee and I were working together, I never shook Kaylee's hand and said, yep, we're good, we're in it together.
Lamika, I felt like she was she could play the agent of chaos kind of card. She was kind of flying by the seat of her pants.
Kaylee has been whipping votes up left and right. She has been really impressive. I think she's played such a strong game.
Lamika has really surprised a lot of people. A lot of the jurors don't know where her head is at. I think the game that she plays is brilliant because people don't know where her true loyalties lie, yet everyone still is coming up to her to work with her because they need her for a vote. She's positioned herself really well, and if she can explain to the jury how that was intentional and strategic and it didn't happen by accident, it wasn't something that she fell into, I think that could persuade a lot of people.
I'm very conflicted, I'll be honest. I think that the next round is really going to determine a lot.
So Lamika's game, I think her approach to conversations with people is so outgoing. She's so personable and she connects with people really easily. That was my first impression of her. Immediately I was like, wow, I really like Lamika. So I am rooting for her from a social perspective.
Kaylee has played a flawless game. She was on her own, she was making her own alliances, she was fully insulated. She has played this game to absolute perfection.
It's interesting. Excited to see what moves will be made to kind of solidify each person's individual game.
We are on our toes as a jury, and it could go really any which way at this point.
They've all played an amazing game in their own retrospect, but I'm very interested to hear all of their stories at Final Tribal Council and to see what their actual game moves were. Perception is a lot in this game, but facts and getting the factual information really is what determines my vote.
People are underestimating Steve and how he wanted to play this game, and I think he played it to exactly how he wanted to, and I think that's super respectable.
I mean, obviously wishful thinking is me saying I want my dad to win, but all of them actually have a shot at winning, so it's kind of hard to say.
I need to see a little bit more gameplay before they can sway me to maybe put their name down at the Final Tribal Council.
Final 3, come on in. I will now bring in the 14 members of our jury. Lena, Grace, Logan, Devontae, Megan, Adam, Jake B, Nikki, Mitch, Michael, Brian, Ben, Jake S, and Caitlin voted out at the last tribal council. Lamika, Kaylee, and Steve, welcome to Final Tribal Council. How this will work is you guys will each get an opening statement. I will then bring up the jury one by one to address you guys, and then the jury will go vote for the winner of Live to Give Dynamic Duos and the $6,000 for your charity. Steve, you're up.
If you know me and you know how I played this game, I played it the same all the way through. If I told you one thing, I followed through with it, and I did it all the way to the end. There was no deviating or anything like that. If I told you to your face I'm not voting for you, then I didn't vote for you. I had a lot of fun playing with a lot of you guys. I just wanted you to know my game is to be a straight shooter, keep my integrity, and I think I did a good job of that.
Kaylee, you're up.
Coming into this game, I did not expect to be sitting here. I knew that coming in with Adam, who has played Survivor, we were going to have massive targets on our back. And so the number one thing I knew I needed to do was to build relationships and to make sure that I had relationships across the board. Then coming in to merge, I was working both with Adam's alliances and the alliances that I had made on the other side. So I always knew where the votes were going. I knew they weren't going to be going on me. And I used the fact that Lamika was close with Steve to always know where Steve's vote was going, to know where that side of the votes were going as well.
Lamika, you're up.
I had to go home. That had to change my game plan, you know. I had to change my game plan to find someone that I could trust to work with, that I thought I could make it all the way through. After being in the guys group with Ben and Brian, I realized, oh, you're actually kind of on the outs of that group. You're in it, but you're maybe like 4th or 5th in line. I allied with Kaylee here. We called ourselves the Twin Assassins, and we just decided to play the game from both sides and help use Steve as our middleman.
All right. Megan, you're up first.
Hi guys. First of all, a big congratulations to you. So for my question, it's more of a game. I want you guys to all close your eyes, put your buffs over your heads and close your eyes. And I'm gonna go one by one through the jury, and I wanna know whose vote you think you have.
Okay.
So we're gonna start with Lena, and then Grace, and then Logan, Devontae, myself, Adam, Jake B, Nikki, Mitch, Michael, Brian, Ben, Jake S, and Caitlin. Okay, thank you guys.
Hi friends. Congratulations for making it here. Winona friends and friend I wanted to work with before the game. Going out early means I don't have any grand game-related things to ask of you, but let me just start with, there are people on this jury that are stumping for each and every one of you. Each and every one of you also have negative perceptions from at least one person on the jury that we want to see you overcome. As a player, I would love the opportunity to know what that was in this position, so I wanted to give that to you. Steve, there is a perception that the straightforward game isn't as much of a gameplay as a more active game may be. Kaylee, for you, there has been talk of being able to rely on Adam more than someone in a different duo situation. And Lamika, there are some people who are confused as to who you may or may not have ever truly been aligned with.
Wow. I want you guys to know that my vote is definitely very up in the air. Anybody could win it if you answer my questions, well. No, obviously, Kaylee, I'm so proud of you. My question, though, I do have a question, is about the early portion of the game. So I want to give you an opportunity to talk about what you did before the merge to give yourself the best chance possible once you did hit the merge.
When I started building my own relationships was at the swap. I got really close with Jake S. I got really close with Jake B. I got close with Megan. I got close with Caitlin. And I got even closer with Brian, where me, Brian, and Jake had made a 3 together. I made sure things were good with Nikki and that we were close. And all of those relationships were me.
Thank you guys so much. Great job. Congratulations.
All right, well, great job, everyone. Congratulations. What was a decision you made to further your own game that did and did not include your duo that was beneficial to your own game?
I'll start. I think that biggest thing was creating the ally with Ben and Brian. They trusted Steve and they told him a lot of things, and Steve told me, and that helped my game move further.
Choosing to vote out Jake S. in the end, I think, was a massive move. It was a hard decision to make because I really enjoyed working with him, but it was something I knew I had to do. And I think that was a really important game decision for me.
I found myself having to find alliances real fast.
Thanks, guys.
Hi guys. My question is, how did you use your knowledge of advantages or possession of advantages in your game or your strategy?
I got lucky enough to find 2 idols probably in the same afternoon, where I found, and then the first one I found forced me to reveal that I had it. Was part of the stipulation. I had to scream really loud in order to make it active. So that wasn't able to be kept a secret. And then the second one that I found, I was spotted picking up because it was in the most obvious place. I don't know how anybody missed it. And so again, I was known to have those, and I found them late in the game, and the tables had already started turning, so it was just a matter of having to use them for self-preservation.
Steve had 2 idols that I knew about, and so we knew exactly how to split the votes between the boys going forward, because we knew that there was 2 idols there, and that also, knowing that knowledge, made me know that there were no other idols out there. And even when his idol was played, I knew by the time we got to 6, 1 wasn't back in the game, so I didn't have to worry about other people's idols.
I looked for idols and things like that, didn't find them. I did have quite a few people tell me when they had idols though. So if they didn't personally tell me, I had an alliance with somebody that was in their alliance that couldn't keep the beans, and then they told me, so I was able to pull that back to my alliance with Kaylee, and we could just control the game.
Thank you. Proud of you, Dad.
I would start off by saying good morning, but it certainly is not one for me. I am an emotional player, and as somebody who has played this for the first time in my life, I have a new perspective on what character looks like in-game and out of game. So I have learned a lot, both good and bad. I appreciate each of your games, and I'm not decided, so fight for it if you want it.
Hello all, congratulations. I'm going to use some terms that will help me understand. So are you familiar with what a multi-level marketing scheme is? Kind of, so it's like when somebody sells Tupperware to someone and they try to get that person to sell Tupperware to another person. So there's tiers of sellers here. There's your top sellers that you want to loop in other people, right? They might help, you might give them perks, they might have special advantages. And then there's the lower level sellers. They will help you with your short-term goals, but you're probably not keeping them around long-term. So I want you to describe your gameplay like a multi-level marketing scheme and compare your alliances. I want to know who were you really using with your big gameplays and who was more there for the short-term vote.
I guess we'll start with Steve. Everyone knew that I was aligned with Steve. Everyone knew me and Steve weren't voting for each other. Why they never voted either of us out, I have no idea. Steve gave me all of the play that was coming from the boys' side. Then he pulled me in with the boys' duo. Those two duos, Ben and Brian, were working with Adam and Kaylee. They were also working with a couple other people here and there on their own. I did have a short alliance with Devontae and Jake B as well on the end.
My multi-level marketing scheme kind of depended on what point of the game I was in. I mean, in the beginning, my top was with Brian and Ben, and then I also was like making separate decisions on the side with Mitch, and then going into the swap, I came in with Jake S, and I think he was definitely at the top level multi-marketing scheme. We were super honest with each other. We ran everything together, and I think we kind of like looped in Caitlin, which I would bring her down on like the middle level. Nikki was somebody that was more just like a vote with us at the time then. Kind of depended on where we were at in the game.
I took a little bit, I guess, shorter route. Mine started off with just, I think Lamika was with me there, you know, right from the get-go at the top. I think where people at the top that were with me getting to the end of this thing were Brian and Ben. I think we kind of really just locked it up right from there, and we were running for a while.
Thank you all for your answers, and don't fall victim to MLMs.
First off, congratulations to all three of you. So this season being dynamic duos obviously gave us a lot to think about. We come into this game of Survivor where we know there's only one winner, but we're here in a duo. So what I want to know from each of you is, how did you approach this twist of working with your duo and then being on the same tribe when a lot of us assumed we would start separate? And how did your gameplay and your attitude shift once your duo was inevitably voted out?
I was pretty solo for quite a while, so my plan had to change right away. Yeah, I had nothing, so it was, again, trying to draw on people, seeing who was more willing to work with me.
For me, I kind of try to separate into two trains of thought. Going into this, I wanted me and Adam to both get as far as we possibly could together in this game, but I also knew there was a good chance that if one of us was going home, it was going to be blindsided, and I then was going to have to navigate the rest of my game myself. So I tried to make sure that I was working with people Adam was working with, like you and Jake S and the B-Boys, but I also was making alliances, like I said, with Jake, and Caitlin was a really important alliance member for me.
I really haven't played this game with my duo. You know, I unfortunately only had her for one round, and I feel like I've been playing this game by myself, essentially, just because I didn't have that duo. I wish I would have had her with me for a little bit longer. I wasn't expecting it to make it this far because I didn't have a duo, because there were so many duos. I thought I would be a target. Instead, I just took my time and tried to be a little bit more patient with who I was going to align with, instead of just jumping in there and aligning with every single person.
Congrats to all three of you.
Hello, congrats again on making Final 3. You all worked hard to get here, so you should be proud of yourselves more than anything. My question is, when I play this game, I like to look at strategic moves and how you advance yourself using your brain in those strategic moves. So I want to know what one strategic move you came up with and executed that got you to the Final 3.
My biggest move was turning on Jake S at the end there. I knew that's what I had to do, and I knew that that was the moment I had to strike. We created like a 4 Horsemen alliance with Jake S, Caitlin, Lamika, and I, to make sure that if these people, if I needed to get them out, I had them, but I ultimately knew that Jake S was going to be a massive threat at the end of this game.
For me, it was just playing that loyalty card, you know, and having everybody just know that they could count on me to do what I said I was going to do.
I honestly truly feel that myself and Kaylee would not be sitting here if I didn't make this decision. I had to make it on the fly. I made it without Kaylee's input. It could have really flipped our duo upside down because I didn't ask her, but that was taking out Michael. Sorry, Michael, it needed to be done. If we wouldn't have taken Michael out, we would have still had Ben, Brian, Michael, and Jake all together there to flip-flop whenever they want and take us down. Instead, I decided, all right, they wanted to take out Ben. I decided to take out Michael. They were not happy with me, but it all worked out.
Congrats again. Keep fighting for your game and your win.
Congrats, guys. You all played an awesome game. I'm super proud of all three of you, actually. This is specific for Steve, okay? We've heard a lot about what you think is the strength of your honest and straightforward gameplay. Were there any weaknesses, or do you think there was any downside of using that strategy?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Because there's people that are willing to play dirty and everything, and that were willing to use that against me and get me to confide in them. You know, when I said I was up front and telling people, yeah, I'll vote for this person, and they got my vote.
Sure, great answer. Thank you. Good job, guys.
All right, so my question is going to be for you two. You guys kind of talked a lot about towards the end how you guys came together and were at the top of this MLM and had your web, but what I want you to right now is to basically differentiate your game for me, because Steve, great for getting here, but right now my vote is going to one of you two, but I need to hear the difference in your games.
I think for me, I started with the strong relationships with Brian and Ben and with Michael and with you. I had those relationships, not Lamika, and I even had my own relationship going with Caitlin. Caitlin and I were super strong. I was the only one that knew about that advantage because of that strong relationship that Lamika didn't have. And ultimately, going into the vote for you was me. I changed that vote. I knew that that's what needed to be done.
I went to the singles and I got in with Jake and Devontae, and that kept me in the loop with the singles. And then of course I had Steve kind of feeding me the rest.
Congrats on making it here. I'm super excited to see what happens.
Congrats to all three of you. In this game, you have to make really tough decisions to get to the end and get where you are. But in the end, we're also playing for a charity, right? Which is all about being selfless. So with that said, what strategic move do you regret the most?
I really did not like having to lie to so many people. I mean, but it really broke my heart having to vote out Devontae and Jake B.
I think after sitting up here right now, maybe a little bit too much honesty. You know, I think that was...
I honestly don't regret any of the decisions I made. I think every decision I made, I had to make. I mean, it sucks that I had to lie to so many of you to get here, but I knew that I could have ended up the target if I didn't make those decisions. So I had to make that really close relationship with you and all of you that I was working with to get here. And I don't regret any of that, because I think if I changed any of that, I wouldn't be sitting right here.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, first off, congratulations. Second off, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm trying really hard not to be a bitter jury member. So my question is specifically for the two of you, and it's about jury management. I would consider a lot of your plays pretty dirty. Did you ever consider how the jury might also interpret those same moves?
A lot of the people I was playing with, they love the game. You know, there's a lot of people on here that I talk strategy with that just love to play the game. And I felt like if I played the game and got myself to the end, especially having my duo leave the way that she did and being by myself, I felt that they would respect that. You know, I played the game, I was by myself for most of the time, and I knew that in the end I would have to answer, and I'm here to do that and be honest with you guys about what happened.
I felt like to get here I was going to have to build those trust bonds and have you guys trust me, and to get here I knew I was going to have to break them. Yeah, that's definitely the scariest thing sitting over here. And with you, I feel one of the most awful about, because like you and I did have a connection.
Hi! Congratulations! I'm gonna end on a positive note, and I love playing this type of game. You probably know that. So, what is one lesson that you're taking away from playing this type of game?
I know I said that I regret part of how I started or how much I let out, but at the same time, I mean, again, it got me all the way up here to the final 3, the way I did it, you know, and that can't be a bad thing. It takes a lot of work to get to this point, so I must have been doing something right along that path.
One lesson I took away from this is that I can be more confident in myself in times. Like, I'm awful at making decisions. I have to call my mom between 2 shirts on Amazon. Adam orders all my food for me. Like, I literally can't make a decision to save my life. And in this game, it moves so quickly, it moves so fast paced. I had to be confident in every decision I made. And once I made one, that had to be the right one, and I moved forward with it and I navigated that. And I just feel so much more confident in myself, and I'm so proud of myself that I was able to make those decisions.
I just learned to be patient, you know. I had to be really patient with every move that I made because I was getting so much information from both sides. I had to really be patient and take the time to decide which group to vote with, because essentially that is kind of what was happening.
Thank you. I got to learn something from each of you, so thanks.
All right, we will get to a vote. Lena, you're up.
Start with some context. I think it's one thing to lie to move your game forward, then to double down on that and continue to lie after the curtain's been pulled back and all the cards been played is frankly just disingenuous.
I finally learned how to spell your name correctly.
In the end, you made the relationships and the decisions that were required to get you to the end of the game. You played incredibly well, and you deserve the win.
Awesome game.
I think I changed my mind 10 times in the last hour, but it is now very clear.
Bitter jury member stays a bitter jury member.
All right, for the last time, I will go tally the votes. All right, final 3. There are 14 votes in this urn for $6,000 for your charity. I will read the votes. First vote. Kaylee, that's 1 vote Kaylee. Steve, that's 1 vote Kaylee, 1 vote Steve. Lamika, we're tied, 1 vote Kaylee, 1 vote Steve, 1 vote Lamika. Kaylee. Lamika. Steve, we're tied again. That's 2 votes Kaylee, 2 votes Steve, 2 votes Lamika. Kaylee, that's 3 votes Kaylee, 2 votes Steve, 2 votes Lamika. Steve, that's 3 votes Steve, 3 votes Kaylee, 2 votes Lamika. Kaylee. Steve. Kaylee. Steve, we're tied again. That's 5 votes Steve, 5 votes Kaylee, 2 votes left. Steve, that's 6 votes Steve, 5 votes Kaylee, 1 vote left. The winner of Live to Give Dynamic Duos, Dad, Steve. Steve, Grace coming over here. Steve, on behalf of Live to Give Via Cross, you have won $6,865 to Hope Kids in honor of your son.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
We appreciate this.
On day 0 at 000, I promised that if you made it here, I had your back. Congrats.
I think you played an incredible game from the top with so much power the entire time. So congratulations. Your big moves were so impressive. Loved seeing it. Very good Survivor playing.
Kaylee, I came into this vote 100% certain I was going to vote for you. Lamika made a lot of good points, and she definitely outplayed me.
And I think your performance here at the final Tribal Council was absolutely incredible. You owned your game, you owned your moves, and I think you gave all the right answers. So I'm really proud of you, really proud of the game you played, and I think that you should be very proud of yourself.
I think that we played quite similar games, and I'm quite proud of the game I've played. And so I need to vote for you. You are the most impressive person I know. How did I get to be so lucky that I get to marry you?
Kaylee and Lamika played the games that I would have liked to play. However, Steve said how he was going to play this game. I looked at him and said, this will not get you to the end. But look at where you are, and I know you didn't expect a vote from me, but here it is.
I just can't in good conscience vote any other way with some of the dirty gameplay.
Let honesty carry the day, hopefully. You deserve it. Good luck. Godspeed. I commend you for playing such an honest and straightforward game, because I know it's something I would never be able to do no matter how much I try.
I'm just proud of you. You are a great man and just so proud of your kids, which is amazing to see.
You did an awesome job. And I'm really proud of you.
Thank you for a great season.